Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, introducing you to my Batman Arkham City Hard Plus difficulty video walkthrough. And this is dealing with Dent and a bullet from an old friend. So once you enter the courthouse, you're going to be treated to this cutscene. I will be skipping all the cutscenes. If you're new to my channel, you may be horrified at this fact, but I have never included the cutscenes in any of my guides. I always omit them because this is purely gameplay. You're not here to learn the storyline, unfortunately. You're here to listen to my pearly tones that tell you the best ways to get through certain areas. And you get to watch Batman doing his thing, as Batman can do, so it's kind of like a double entendre, but you don't have to walk across this catwalk. I don't know why I do it. This is how I've done it every time I've played, but the general thesis here is if you drop down, you're going to be in a big-ass fight. But don't worry, half of these guys will run away like cowards. The rest will fight you. So here you are. Here's another fight. Here's another, another time to get familiar with Batman controls. So straight away there it says B and Y to do the special combo takedown. This is exactly the same as on the original game, and it's available to you when your numbers are glowing orange. So as soon as they hit, I think it's 6, you can do your first one, and it's kinda every time you hit 6 points you will be able to do one. What I did just then is a special move that stuns people with bats. I think you press A and X to do it. You can only do that at the same, I think after 8 combo points. But what it will do is, Batman will be super badass, jump into the aerial, come down, he sends out a shockwave, you're completely invulnerable when you do it, and you will stun a random percentage of enemies. It doesn't stun all of them, so don't think you're safe. There'll still be a few that'll come for you, but it stuns a handful, and it gives you a little bit of breathing space. And the best thing about it is it adds to your combo meter, so it's something different to do to keep on building that up and make you more of an effective fighter. Because there is an achievement for getting a 50 plus combo, and it's very simple. It's not hard whatsoever. You will easily get it through the course of this game if you do the fighting correctly. And some of the fights you pretty much need a 50 plus combo to get through them, unscathed. But this is a little bit of the light detective work. All you have to do is scan both the bullet hole and where the bullet landed. That will show you a trajectory to this church tower over here, and that is where we're going to be going now. So, a couple of things for people that don't know much about this game. If you're not going to be indulging in the side quests, this game is real fucking short. It turns out super short. I recorded it in about 5 hours, and that to me is really short. I know it's not a first-person shooter, some of those are often very short, and it's a blessing in disguise for me, because I want to get back in and play this game, but I have to knock this guide out because there are a lot of games coming out. There is going to be some busy times for me on top of university, which is busy as hell. So it's kind of terrifying times where I'm so focused on the work side of it, of getting these guides made and putting them up, that I'm not even thinking about how much I'm excited about playing the games, which is this really weird feeling that I've never really had before. And I'm going to go on a tangent now that's nothing to do with Batman, so I do apologise. I am known for this. If you're new, you'll get used to it, I hope. There's going to be a fight down here. It's nothing too difficult, nice and simple, and it's a nice introduction to the glide mechanics, which are definitely interesting to get used to at first, but once you do, you should be swinging around like the Cape Crusader with no trouble. But this Friday for me is Battlefield 3, and I'm not getting that early like I normally would. I'm going in the day it comes out to buy it, and I'll probably play the single player, start the guide as soon as I can, and play a little bit of multiplayer. But the Friday after that, I do believe, is Uncharted 3. So for all my PlayStation 3 fans that are just waiting for me to do something on their console, I will be doing a crushing difficulty guide for that game. The week after that, I do believe it's Modern Warfare 3, which is going to be one of the biggest guides I've ever done, because I'm hoping it's going to be just like Gears of War 3 and there's going to be a massive insurgence of activity on my site. Oh, this is awesome. She runs towards you and you can knock her down. Obviously, in real life, I would never punch a lady, but that bitch deserves it in this digital world. So the next few weeks are going to be crazy fucking busy, but there's going to be a lot of content coming up. Back to the Batman topic. As I mentioned, this game is real short if you don't indulge in the side quests, and I would definitely say do so, because they seem to be where a lot of the more focus goes into. The main story itself is good, it's concise, there's a lot of fun moments, but it's over really quickly. And it makes me wonder if the focus on the open world aspects of the game actually constrained and, affected the overall process of the the narrative, the main missions, because this is nowhere near as big as Arkham Asylum to me, even though the geometry is larger and there's more to do. But the story progression in Arkham seemed to have lots of peaks and valleys, and in this one, you seem to be looking for a cure for the longest part of the game, and then when you get it, the game ends. It just seems to be very, I don't know, a lot shorter than I expected, so that's not me knocking it. I love this game. The only things I don't like about this game, I didn't like about Arkham Asylum, so you can't really complain about something that was in the previous game. But here we go. This is an introduction to the Predator aspects of Batman. And if you didn't play the original Arkham Asylum, there are certain rooms that you will enter where stealth is your best weapon. You'll come up against armed thugs, which are indicated by orange on your detective mode vision, and you'll notice that there are gargoyles and there are various areas of interest for you to mess with and use your gadgets on. This room is real fucking simple. All you have to do is follow pretty much what Batman says. He'll guide you through the entire room, and it's a nice little reintroduction to how you play the game. The best things to do are to isolate enemies, take them down as quietly as possible, use the taken down enemies as bait to get other people. Divide and conquer is your best weapon. If you can get them together like these two, the double takedown is a blessing, but it doesn't always happen that way. And because this is a new game plus, if any enemy takes a hostage, use the gun malfunction weapon, the distorter. It will stop their weapon from working, so you don't have to worry about freeing the hostage. You can run up to him, his gun won't work, and then you can beat his ass up freely. It's that simple. Gadget-wise, I would definitely say use as many as you can. It will help you in the long run. I generally don't. I use the freeze thing quite a lot. I use the batarangs quite a lot. I use the bat claw a hell of a lot, but everything else is just kind of there. And once you clear that out, you move into the bell tower, and you just have to climb it, and there's going to be a cutscene, and then we'll be back in Arkham City. But everything about this game is as polished as the last one, and it's got new intricacies. There's still the handful of moments where Batman feels like he's a lead fucking weight, and for whatever reason you're trying to do something really intricate and he just doesn't want to do it. A little bit like if you ever played the skateboarding games where you wanted to get on one ledge and you got on a different ledge and then you jumped onto another ledge and you're like, I want the fucking middle ledge. Batman can kind of be like that because he's such a bulking frame, and there's no real movement between walking and running. There's just kind of, lots of animation frames. But once you scan this weapon, once Joker talks to you, you'll have to jump out of the window. And this is kind of funny, because to jump out the window you have to press up or towards the window and A at the same time. It doesn't work if you go up to it and you try and context-sensitive mantle. You've got to, physically put yourself through it. But it's a cool little feature, and you get to see a burning cathedral spire, so that's pretty cool too. But yeah, Arkham City, man. I've been excited for this game for so long, and then it came, and everything about it is what I expected. I've just, I'm at this point right now where I don't know how to feel about it because I've played so much of it in such a small amount of time. This is always cool. I love it when he sits on the signs like he used to do in the cartoons, because I'm a massive Batman fan. I used to dress up as him when I was a kid, which shows you the levels of Batman fanboyism from me. I used to draw him, I used to imitate him, I used to watch everything that was involved. I used to just love it, and I don't even know why. He's just awesome. And these games will always have a very special place in my heart, because the Batman games done right, and they make you feel like Batman, which is a fantastic feeling. But this is an introduction to some of the more intricate detective areas of the game, where you'll get something on your HUD that you have to follow or you have to decipher. This one is a distance meter, where you need to find where this frequency is to find where the Joker actually is. And it turns out he's at the steel mill. And if you know where that is, if you've played before, you'll know exactly where to go, because you know what you're doing. And you're probably just watching this for the stupid commentary that I lay over it. But one thing I will say about the gliding is you don't have to do the dive bomb, to pick up momentum to fly back up. It's something that I've been working on, because I thought you could kind of do a pilot wings and get through the levels with technique and what have you, but it seems to be all dependent on using the back claw. And you can press B to make the claw let go mid-air, but you lose all your momentum, so it's not like you can just hook to get momentum and then glide and keep doing that and manipulate it in such a way that you're pretty much free-form flying. That doesn't seem to work, so don't be afraid to use your back claw. That's what it's there for. It's super useful, and especially early on, because one thing that these games do interestingly, I would say, I wouldn't say they do them particularly well, they do it interestingly, is they increase the difficulty by making the environment and the enemies slightly more challenging than they were before. So for instance, normal enemies will become armoured enemies, unarmed enemies will have weapons, and eventually they'll get motion sensors where... Motion sensors is not the word, what is it? Like a heartbeat sensor, where as soon as somebody goes down, it indicates to everybody else that somebody's died, and they come and check up on you. And it definitely makes you rethink your strategy towards all the situations, because you can't just be as careless as you were before. This game improves it in a few different ways. No longer will the gargoyles be bombed, so if you go onto them they'll not be rigged with explosives and they'll not destroy, but the enemies can shoot them, which is kind of interesting and cool. Luckily enough, the gargoyles aren't that important in this one, so it doesn't affect you too much. Another area what's interesting is there's enemies that will actively jam detective mode, which you'll have to get rid of, and they also lay mines. So there's now going to be proximity mines that you have to watch out for, because they're absolute bastards. But that's the end of that section, guys. I hope it helped. Thanks for watching, and you take care now.